like last time Nebraska played them, they ran like 120 plays. I mean, are they still like operating like at that type of?
Well, it's not the same offense and not the same offensive coordinator. But you're absolutely right. I read the other day they're trying to get 15 seconds to 10 seconds, get a play ran every 15 to 10 seconds. So that'll tell you the speed that they're trying to deliver their offense.
When you have that, and then Wyoming, it was almost like a vast opposite of your first two games, what you're going to see. I mean, how is it almost challenging to kind of shift gears like, as you look at this non-conference schedule and prepare?
You know, I've always been Sean, the first thing first, right? So I'm looking at Fresno State and what they do, how they go about doing what they're doing, and trying to get as much information I can about the offensive coordinator, and that's kind of what I've been doing as far as Fresno State and the game sequences.
When a team's moving fast, what's the biggest challenge for a cornerback in that setting?
Getting lined up.
Getting lined up.
You know, guy runs a 9 route, they're back down there, and now you got to get back down there, and it may be the same guy, maybe another guy. So you got to get back down there. He runs a hitch, or you got to get back down there. So just getting lined up, just making sure you're lined up and comfortable enough to use your footwork and technique after you have to run back down there and get lined up.
You guys have the refs now practice. Last year you guys didn't have them as much. I mean, how helpful was that to have the refs? I mean, these are Big Ten refs at every practice, it looks like.
It's been great, especially we've been doing the 2-minute stuff and with them spotting the ball and winding the clock and stopping the clock and doing all those things. That's big time. That's big time. It helps the tempo for the players to see how the tempo of the game is going to go.
Now, last year, how come you guys didn't do it as much? Is this something new staff, new place? It's kind of learning.
Well, I don't. I don't know that. I don't know. I don't have an answer for that. I just think that I'm happy how we're doing it now, and it gives those guys opportunity to get the tempo of the game.
One of the things that I think Coach Banker mentioned it a couple weeks ago was just when you were in 2-minute, he thought that you guys were pretty efficient the way your guys were. It might have been just a one-day review from him, but have you felt that your guys have handled their assignments pretty well in that? When you're running 2-minute drills and moving quickly like that?
I've been comfortable with the way the guys have. As the secondary, as a whole group, I think the main thing is, like I said before, is that can they get in their stance? Can they do their footwork? Can they do their technique? Play after play after play, and that's what's been encouraging. A lot of times you can get up there and you can line up, but you're sloppy. You're not using the technique we asked you to do. But they're doing that. They're doing that. So that's very encouraging.
What was the phrase you used about Lamar that he does?
Ball production.
Is that just unique to him? I mean, why does he do that so well?
Well, great question. The reason why he does that well, I think, is because he tries to attack the football every time. There's some guys who make sure they cover their guy, right? Their guy's not going to catch the ball, but they're not going to get interception. What he does is he's going to try to cover his guy and get the ball. And that's a lot what Chris Jones does. Chris Jones is a ball guy, so Chris Jones is a ball production guy. So I'm pretty excited about just getting it's like Christmas, right? Next Saturday, get those guys out there and see them attack the ball and play some ball again. That's going to be exciting.
Has there been an emphasis from your point of view to make sure that happens? Or to kind of has there been an emphasis from your point to make sure that they're doing that?
Ball production?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. It was day one when I came here, that was ball production. It's just there's certain guys that have great ball production skills and other guys that there's other different skills that they're strong at, and ball production isn't one of them.
Early on in the year, how big of an issue was that for you guys in those first? You played a lot of teams that threw it around those first few games, and how big of a problem was that?
One, is that you don't know the guys until you play a game. You truly don't know somebody until you play a game. That's one. And we weren't great at ball production. Not that we weren't good players, we weren't great at ball production. We didn't get our hands on a lot of balls. And then it showed. And then towards the end of the year, when we played some guys that got a chance to get their hands on the ball, they did. So you got a chance to see outcomes with ball production versus outcomes without.
Do you envision? I feel like last year you guys didn't rotate a ton. Like, I don't know if you split series or drives too much at corner. Did you envision doing like unless you were? Are we too far in advance?
No,
have you thought about that yet?
no. Now think about that. Now, have you ever, when Josh Norman's out there?
No, it doesn't happen often.
So DBs, that's not a deal. Probably the people who rotate the most on defense would be the defensive line. But the linebackers, you keep them in. Your DBs, you keep them in, and of course your corners, of course your safeties, you keep them in. So those guys, they get the true bulk of the 80 or 75 plays. They do. You don't really rotate them unless there's the next guy. Is equal.
Yeah.
Week 1 though, with the heat and the high volume of plays Fresno could run, do you have to have a lot of guys ready because you could get cramping and other things?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's all hands on deck. Absolutely. I think the best way to remedy that is get off the field. 3 and out. That's probably the best way to remedy that.